Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. I don't know which way I'm going here. All right, let's see. What do these tea leaves have to say? All right, so tonight our card is the Devil. And one of my favorite archetypes, at least within the tarot. And so we have a figure of kind of their own morality, kind of going their own way, usually pretty unapologetically. Also the ability to see things from varied perspectives. Okay. Now, what an interesting cup we have. Okay, so, I want to start here. Let's turn it back a little bit. We have a beautiful image here of, let's see if we can get this kind of right in there. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have this beautiful image, and it looks like a person standing here, okay, and they are being touched on the head, which I would consider anointed, blessed, okay, and this is a being that's coming out of this metaphysical, divine, cosmic zone on the rim here. Okay, so something like we would consider an angel, some kind of divine entity, intelligence. Okay, and it seems like it's holding something in its hand. It almost seems like a little flower, maybe like a pen, something. So I believe that, I mean, this is quite a blessing. I feel that you and I feel that you feel this for sure. There has been a connection to that other place, that in between. I imagine you've been having some pretty vivid dreams, moments that feel very moving. I think that probably you've had kind of some really heightened moments of emotionality, okay, that can almost feel like it's overtaking you. Okay, so feelings of being very sentimental, teary-eyed, in love, the beloved, enchanted, just kind of a, just a warmth, a feeling of being drawn into kind of that home of homes, that temple of temples, being at peace in that place. And it is very warm, lovely, inviting. And this is one of the most beautiful images I think I've ever seen in any of my readings. It is, so evident to me. It almost kind of reminds me of some kind of Egyptian glyph, and I feel this also has kind of a lot to do with this concept of receiving a, spiritual download, okay? I'm new to using this term. I usually use the term, like a revelation or, divine inspiration, these kinds of things. But a spiritual download is kind of in the same realm, right? So I think that you are gaining a lot of insight and spiritual guidance, a lot of knowledge coming to you. I feel like, this is right on the cusp of a big win for you in your mortal life, in your mundane world, okay? And I think that this is going to be, and I want to turn this just a little bit here. I see this beautiful figure kind of sitting in this posture, very confident. This is kind of a devotional, a devotional posture, but something you would see of maybe like a high priest or priestess. And so, again, we see some kind of intelligence behind, right? And this one almost looks like kind of an insect, intelligence maybe. And this is kind of a humanoid, bug person. This is often related to within mythology or kind of ufology lore. These are beings that are related to timekeeping. They kind of upkeep the fabric of reality. They're kind of interdimensional, usually are believed to be so. These are things that you kind of encounter with certain kinds of plant medicine. And so we also have this kind of mirror here. And I believe that it seems like you are on the cusp of something, some kind of important achievement. And I feel that this is going to kind of come from non-conventional methods. I think that you maybe have been stuck, maybe like, something akin to writer's block. And so you have made use of, non-traditional techniques, possibly meditation, visualization, travels into the interior, ritual, ecstatic dance, whatever it is. It could be so many different things. And I feel that you have used your intuition deeply and came into a place of power, again, that knowledge. And I feel, that you have definitely been guided and helped to navigate this, whatever thing you've been trying to work out, okay? And I think this, could be creative or I should say, having to do with how you make money. Okay, so this could be, some kind of problem you've been working out within your business or your work life. And so anyways, I think that these new insights, these new understandings are going to help you kind of change your course. Okay, and I feel that this is going to be a beautiful thing for you. I see that we have kind of a flower here in between the two of you. And so I think while reflecting on self with that mirror, kind of very going into a very introspective place. There is a sense of reorganization of your kind of understanding of how you do things, how maybe what your desires are, what your ultimate will is, how you want to go about achieving some of the more short-term goals. And this, I think, is a beautiful place of clarity. Okay. Now, we have right here a really beautiful cow's skull. Okay. And this is, a sign of wisdom. Okay. I love the sign of the skull because it is definitely reinforces this concept of, you know, ever changing, ever shifting. There's nothing that is forever, as far as we know. You know, but I mean, who knows? Maybe there is. I don't know. But as far as we can conceive so far in our little limited, you know, tiny blip of a life, everything changes. Everything comes and goes. And so I think that you are so good at embracing the now. You always have been, Gemini. This is one of the beautiful strengths of your being, is that you know, you don't always worry so much about the future. I think that you're good at planning, you know, having hopes, but you are more so than probably any other sign, really good at being in the right now, enjoying it, being present, allowing your emotions to kind of, you know, go across the landscape of existence and be as they are, right? There's not a lot of shame in how you feel, which is a beautiful thing. Is it difficult for other people sometimes? Maybe a little bit, yeah. Is it hard for them to understand how you can be so many things? Have so many kind of perceptions and, you know, maybe not like fully formed identities, but you are good at kind of changing with your environments. And I don't know. I think that's a beautiful thing. Personally, I think it's very, it's like a very Mercury energy, right? Kind of like that Quicksilver. And so I think that you're very acutely aware of, you know, how short, how fragile life can be. And so you take advantage of the time you have. And, you know, I think with that devil energy, this is really, you know, this really kind of makes sense that this would come up. So let's see, what else do we have? Okay. This one is pretty interesting. It reminds me of, well, a horse, okay? But kind of that horse called death, right? This is kind of, it looks like a very eerie, it's not moving, it's just kind of standing there. It has no rider, although it does look like it has a saddle, right? And so, you know, with these two kind of nods towards death here, I feel like, you know, at times it's, I wonder, you know, if you've had some kind of experience with death, if maybe you had a near-death experience, or somebody really important to you, maybe not only died, but there was kind of a prolonged death, maybe in sickness, some kind of, you know, process, maybe like a hospice kind of thing. And so you sat in kind of the valley of death for a good amount of time, right? You were there to bear witness. And this maybe was somewhat traumatizing. It was maybe also quite an honor. But I think that there is a sense sometimes of not wanting to miss out on kind of the exciting, enchanting, ecstatic parts of life. You can chase that so much that sometimes you succumb to reckless behavior, maybe that kind of comes off as a sense of, you know, selfishness, or even maybe like kind of pridefulness, or I don't know, you know, it makes it difficult for people around you. They worry about you, and but I think that you're aware of this, and the work has been to kind of find some kind of tempering in these times, because I think that you can find a way to celebrate life, to indulge, but not to the point where things are kind of falling apart for you, or it's hard for you to kind of reel yourself in. So I think that, you know, finding a way to stick more to the middle, you know, to kind of, you know, whatever your instinct is or your impulse is, like scale it down, dial it down, like 4 notches, right? And, you know, sometimes I think that, and this is maybe, I don't know, people don't, maybe don't use this term anymore, but there was that term some years ago, the FOMO, the fear of missing out. And I feel like, you know, I feel like you, even as an older person, if you have, you know, if you are an older person, you still have this like thing where you just really like feel like you're gonna miss like the best dinner party, or, you know, the best trip, or, you know, you want to know what everybody's doing, and you want to be there. And, you know, sometimes it can kind of like become like you're getting, you know, run down because you're doing so much. And this maybe seems counterintuitive here, but I almost wonder if it would be a good idea for you to maybe have your own get together, to go through the process of putting everything together and planning, and, you know, getting all the things set up, and so maybe being the hosting something is a nice in between of, you have to kind of still be in control because you're taking care of everything, but you also still get to have fun, and usually you're in a place where you feel comfortable and confident about what's going to be going on. So kind of the best of both worlds. So maybe having some kind of little dinner party, or, you know, some kind of event. Also, the anticipation of throwing something like this might be enjoyable for you as well. And here I'm seeing we have a person who is kind of, it looks like they're pushing a boat off, and then up here I see a boat. I see kind of these angels over top and a little heart. So as I was talking about you having a little party, I also wonder, is this a good time for you to go on like a little romantic getaway? Go with the person that you kind of are seeing, or who you're, you know, maybe your spouse, or maybe just with yourself. It seems like, you know, it feels like those same kind of celestial entities are kind of blessing your travels here. So I think, you know, this might also be a good time to do that. We're coming up into an in-between season, so it might be a good time to travel. Usually it's a little cheaper when we're going into the off seasons of things. And so, yeah, that might be something that is interesting and doable for you. Okay, let's see. What do we have over here? A little heart. have a little shoe and a heart. I almost wonder if there is somebody that I feel like there's a sense of kind of like a desire, attraction, somebody who makes you feel very beautiful or handsome. They're kind of attentive, kind of charming. This could be your partner or somebody else that you are seeing or talking to. And it seems like, you know, you're just having a nice time with them. I feel like this is something that is easy. There are feelings of little bits of love, right? Here's a little bit of love here. But I also see that we have this crescent. And so I feel like this is kind of something that is a little bit more private. I don't think this is necessarily a public relationship. But maybe it is. I don't know. But it seems like at least this kind of evening energy, right? Like after dark kind of energy. And maybe that is that you only see your spouse in the evening. You know, a lot of us only have that time. But I think that it's it feels nice right now, right? When everything kind of settles down and you can really be together. And so I think that's a good place to embrace, and also just kind of following your intuitions and desires within this space, I think is, you know, a good one. Okay, now I am trying something a little different. I have these cards. They're from this gratitude, a little deck of appreciation, and this is by Lorraine Anderson. Just got it in the mail today, and I want to try just kind of, I'm going to pull out one card from here, and they're really cute. I like the little artwork on them. Okay, so very nice. Just kind of pulled it in half there. Okay, so we do have that crescent again. We have a beautiful deer, kind of that sacred deer. And let's see what it says. Let's see if I can get it out of there. Okay. It says, have some grace. Grace is a sign of trust in a higher power. Okay. Yeah. I think this is very much in line with seeing those beautiful angelic or celestial blessings that you have, blessings on your head. And I'm gonna see how we can work these different cards in. I like these little kind of tidbits of, I got some affirmation ones and some other ones as well. So I think that, you know, it might be nice to just kind of end on something a little different. Plus the artwork on card, that's my biggest thing I love, you know, tarot decks and oracle cards, affirmation cards and things, because the artwork, so pretty, so varied too. There's just anything you can think of out there. So all right, I'm going to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor, Gemini. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And we know the algorithm kind of rules everything. So thank you, algorithm. And any kind of engagement really helps. So that's like the liking the video, watching the video all the way through, sharing the video on social media. What's the other one? Oh, if you want to watch all of your placements. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, I read every single one of them, and I try to get back to each and every one of them within a day or two. Sometimes it's a little longer. It just depends on how many are coming in and what's going on in my life. So I do not ignore them. It just maybe takes me a minute. So if you don't get the notification for the reply, just come back and look and see, and I'm sure that there will be a reply there for you within a couple days. So I want to thank you, and we will talk again real soon, Gemini.